sports and entertainment. Y'all hit the like button. Make sure you sub to the channel if you're not a member. And also hit the notifications to get all of my content, all of my videos. Again, salute to the whole entire LDBC basketball and boxing. Salute to all the people that rock with me. Day ones as well as the new subs too. Let's go ahead and get right into this, alright? Got a lot to cover. I'm not going to keep you too long. Of course, I always say that, but you never know where everything takes us, though. But let's talk about Maxey. Okay. Now, of course, Maxey had a career night. He topped his original career high, which was 53, if I'm not mistaken. I think his career high was either 53, 52, if I'm not mistaken. Brown Sugar, I see you in the building. The lovely, beautiful Brown Sugar in the building. Okay, now he topped that, okay, and had a career night. But more importantly, he was able to put the team on his back. Now, look, I know we played the Bucks, that was shorthanded without Giannis. And they're playing with pretty much players that are really seen as role players, and some of them seen as um, mid-level guys. Of course, um, I you would like to see Cole Anthony be a lot better. You know what I'm saying? Of course, you want to see guys like Gary Harris be a lot better, guys like that on the Bucks and stuff like that. But the reality of the situation is, and of course Kuzma too. But the Bucks are just not a threat, man. They're not a threat, and without Giannis, uh, the Bucks really don't stand a chance. You know what I'm saying? Um, but I'm not gonna talk shit about the Bucks. You know what I'm saying? Because, like I said, I'm a Giannis fan, and you can see, like, when Giannis is not there with the Bucks, and they actually had a chance to win the game too. I forgot about Miles Turner too. They had a chance to win the game, but they just did not capitalize on their opportunity. And when we were going into overtime, Maxey uh, and as well as the other guys had really just took over. I thought Maxey did an excellent job on defense. I was more impressed by Maxey's defense more so than his offense. Because I know that Maxey can score. We all know that Maxey can score. But on the defensive end, we were going to need Maxey to step it up, especially with players being out. Um, and Oubre being out. Now, I thought that Paul George filled in good. You know what I'm saying? I'm going to do a separate video on Paul George, but shout out to Paul George, man. Shout out to Paul George. Yes, I'm giving Paul George his credit. I'm giving him his props, man. The way that he started off the game. And look, I know we didn't have Giannis. I know. And then there were there were a lot of questionable calls too. Now, one of the calls we actually did get overturned, but the officiating, I gotta agree with Ticket, man. You know what I'm saying? Even though I felt like we still won the game and everything in the end. Shout out to Ticket TV for touching on that. But the officiating was horrible. Okay, and it's been horrible this whole entire season. You know what I'm saying, to say the least. Um, but nevertheless, it didn't take away from what Maxey was doing. Um, I felt like even if Giannis would have been there, Maxey would have did his thing. Now, would we have won? That's a different story. I don't know. You know what I'm saying? Because we we almost lost the game, and I think that if they would have had Giannis, that would have gave them a fighting chance. You know what I'm saying? So you never know, and we were able to pull the victory out. I like what Andre Drummond has been doing as of late. Andre Drummond has really been filling in good now. My problem with Andre Drummond is usually around the third and fourth quarter. But last night, Maxey came through again. You could tell he's been working on that third quarter. And another thing is, you know what? Honestly, I can't blame Doc Rivers on this game. You know what I'm saying? I know a lot of people gonna come down on Doc Rivers. This wasn't really a coaching battle. Actually, this was a personnel battle, and it was a battle of will and drive toward the end of the game. And on top of that, both of these teams are shorthanded. You know what I'm saying? So I'm not gonna sit up here and be like, oh yeah, well, you know, they didn't have Giannis or anything like that. Well, hell, we don't got Embiid, we don't have Oubre. You know what I'm saying? We got a less than 100% McCain. Um, we don't have Bona. You know what I'm saying? We're really short-handed. And on top of that, we playing it back-to-back. But I don't want no excuses at all. You know what I'm saying? Like, I don't want, oh, yeah, we play it back-to-back. No. Because back then, players didn't make no excuses. They did what was necessary for the betterment of the team. And I'm going to be talking about that in the next segment, you know what I'm saying, leading up, talking about these damn Clippers. But shout out once again to Maxey. He is showing that he is him in Philly. Joel Embiid, I don't even need to make no video about it. I don't need to make no post. I done told y'all about it. You know how I feel about Joel Embiid. 6 straight game, man. 6 straight game. And y'all come to me telling me that Maxey and VJ Edgecombe can't carry a franchise, but yet and still these guys show up. You know what I'm saying? And matter of fact, I'm also going to talk about the greatness of SGA. One of the things that needs to be appreciated, not only with Maxey, of course, but I'm gonna touch on him, but also about SGA. You know what I'm saying? SGA has yet to miss a game this season. You know what I'm saying? But you got guys out here missing games, missing back-to-backs, won't play back-to-backs. I'm hurt, this hurt again, stuff like that. You don't think Maxey is hurting? Got a little pain? You don't think VJ Edgecombe, our rookie, don't got a little pain? Nah, man. Listen. These are the things that I appreciate about these players. Yes, they're talented. Yes, they have athleticism, fundamentals, you know what I'm saying, got nice moves, all that other stuff, but the biggest thing is their heart, you know what I'm saying, they drive, their determination, and their goal not to cheat the fans, you know what I'm saying? And that's what a lot of them are doing. A lot of them are cheating the fans. And see, y'all want to sit up here and y'all want to say, oh, well, it's his knee. Well, it's his right knee now. So now it's his right knee. See, something's just not right about that situation. Okay? What's up with it, Bruce Jazz, Boston, and more? I see you in the building, man. What's up with you, man? Make sure y'all go sub to the homie, Bruce Gas, Boxing, Jazz, and more. Make sure y'all hit that like, too, and share the video. If you're listening, yeah, but go ahead and share the video, though. That's share it and like it. That's the main thing. That's how we gonna get it out there. You know what I'm saying? Like, listening is fine, but we want everybody to hear it. You know what I'm saying? So share it, get it out there. Tell people about it. You know what I'm saying? And of course, it's their choice whether they want to stay or not. I'm not tripping on that. But salute to the homie, Bruce. Go check his channel out. But like I said, man, I appreciate the like, man. Appreciate y'all showing your support always, man. Always 10 toes down, man. And Bruce never fails, man. He always sees everybody. Every time you go to his channel, man, he shots everybody out. He reads pretty much every comment. You know what I'm saying? He don't miss no comment. This guy, he bringing the trivia. He reads all the answers, man. Just a guy, man, that you go to his channel or whatever, he's never gonna sell you short over there. But salute to Bruce Gas. But like I said, A lot of people want to sit up here and they want to say, "Oh yeah, why you got Maxey as the face of Philly? Why is he him in Philly and all this other stuff?" It's because of his heart, man. His determination, his will, his drive, and he doesn't want to cheat the fans. You know what I'm saying? And that's what I see in him. SGA, guys like that, they don't want to cheat the fans, man. You know what I'm saying? They listen. Part of your job, like the brother, I think Turah had said, if I'm not mistaken, he said part of your job is to entertain. Part of your job, part of your job is to entertain. Like Shaquille O'Neal says, are you not entertained? Part of your job is to entertain. These fans up here, yes, you know you come to the game after a hard day's work. Yes, that. You know what I'm saying? You come there to see a sport. You know, yes, we get that. We want the fundamentals and stuff like that. But a big portion of that, like Brown Sugar, she might want to be entertained. You know what I'm saying? She might want to see some guys sweating. You know what I'm saying? Fighting and going at it. You know what I'm saying? You know, some of the guys might want to come there, but they might want to see the cheerleader. You know what I'm saying? But, you know, Brown Sugar, you know what I'm saying? She might want to talk a little shit to some of the players and stuff like that. You know what I'm saying? She might want to eat the pie, whatever case is, whatever respective sport that you're watching. You know what I'm saying? Either way, you're there to entertain, and fans are there to be entertained. So, and that's what Maxey brings to the table. He brings that element. Now, is Maxey a future Hall of Famer? Absolutely, he is a future Hall of Famer. If at the rate that he's going, if barring no injury, he will be a future Hall of Famer, and he's starting to crack open and emerge as a superstar, and he's starting to crack open and emerge as the franchise player. You know what I'm saying? The reason why we got him as a franchise player and we're looking at him as a franchise player is because he shows up to work, which is what you're supposed to do. He brings, and on top of that, he is always present and doesn't call in. You know what I'm saying? He's always there to deliver. And he delivers. More often than not, he delivers. Now, does he have some games when he struggles? Absolutely. Does he have some times when you be like, man, Maxie, what the hell are you doing? Absolutely. But at the end of the day, the fans are going to ride with you. You know what I'm saying? And look, if we'd have lost this game, I would have came on here. No matter how many points that Maxie would have had, I still would have cooked him. You know what I'm saying? I still would have cooked him because you could put 54 up, 64 up, 74 up. It don't matter. If we didn't win the game, it doesn't really hold any weight, really. You know what I'm saying? And on top of that, we'll just be sinking more and more in the East. But I'm glad we got that win, even though that Milwaukee was shorthanded. Hell, we shorthanded too. We shorthanded too. You know what I'm saying? There ain't no excuses. Everybody's shorthanded. OKC is shorthanded. You know what I'm saying? Detroit, they shorthanded. You know what I'm saying? Yeah, just mentioned Milwaukee. You know what I'm saying? The Clippers, who I'm about to talk about. They shorthanded. You know what I'm saying? Everybody's shorthanded, man. You know what I'm saying? It ain't just one team. San Antonio, they shorthanded. You know what I'm saying? LA Lakers, they were shorthanded. Everybody's missing somebody. Okay, everybody's missing somebody. So that's my thing, man. Hey, I'm glad Maxie, he showed out, but that game is in the books. Now it's time to move on to the next one. You know what I'm saying? Now is he gonna put up, some more? So another game like that, it remains to be seen. But my thing is this: if you're doing that against the Bucks, I want to see that with the likes of a Detroit. I want to see that with the likes of a OKC. I want to see that with the likes of even a H-Town, some of the better teams in the West. You know what I'm saying? Can you do that? Can you still produce? Can you still be at that level and play at that level? You know what I'm saying? Instead of, okay, well, hey, these guys from the West are here. Now I gotta scale back on playing. No, you need to go even harder or whatever. You know what I'm saying? And see, with some of those teams that we did lose to, believe it or not, we had the lead. Like against the Chicago Bulls, I stated that yesterday. We had a 20-something point lead against the Bulls. You know what I'm saying? With Detroit, we had a chance to ice that game. You know what I'm saying? Alex, I see you in the building. A lot of these teams, we're winning, and we just end up losing the third quarter. You know what I'm saying? We're not losing the whole quarter, but we end up losing the third quarter or whatever. And next time, and just because Alex came in here, as much as I like Detroit, I want to beat the shit out of Detroit. And I want to beat the shit out of the Warriors too. You know what I'm saying? Both of who teams I like. And I just said that just to piss Alex off, so he'll, say a little something or whatever, you know what I'm saying? But I do want to beat the shit out of Detroit. I want to beat the shit out of good teams. I don't want to just keep losing to all these good teams, you know what I'm saying? I really don't. But I'm just messing with Alex, man. I know he a Detroit and a Detroit native and a Warriors fan, so I gotta mess with him a little bit. But nah, like I said, man, uh, Maxey always comes ready to play, as well as VJ Edgecombe and the rest of those guys. I'm not gonna sell those other guys short because they out there really pounding the pavement, doing what they can. Um, as far as the Clippers, man. As far as the Clippers, uh, shout out to my guy, Pull Up Podcast, BJ. You know what I'm saying? And I always shout him out because he's a Clippers fan, ride or die. You know what I'm saying? And hopefully he understands where I'm coming from. But it's time to pull the plug on Kawhi, man. Okay. Uh, Kawhi's tenure with the LA Clippers has been a failure. Let's just call it what it is. We could try to dress it up and make it look good and make it sound good and everything like that. But Kawhi's tenure with the LA Clippers has been a failure. Okay, and I think that it's time to pull the plug on Kawhi. Now, I think who it was. I think I was watching Scap Attack, man. You know what I'm saying? Um, I watched his video, and he said something about age, right? Here's the thing about here's the thing about age. There's no excuse for you being an older team, okay? And let me tell you why. The San Antonio Spurs, at one point, they were the oldest team in the league, okay? As a matter of fact, I think that the Detroit Pistons, the '04 team, they were a little bit older than everybody too. Hold on one second, y'all. Sorry about that, y'all. I think the Detroit Pistons in '04, they were an older team. The Chicago Bulls, um, when they had Jordan, when they had Rodman, and when they had Pippen, they were an older team. I don't want to hear about this old nonsense, man. You know what I'm saying? Like it it really irks my nerve for everybody to always come with any type of excuse. Age is not an excuse, man, because Tony Parker, Manu Ginobili, and Tim Duncan had injuries in their career, and not only did they have injuries, they were aging too as well, which can be a tough combination. But they were still able to get it done. They were still able to get it done, man. There's absolutely no excuse. Uh, this is what I'm ready to say, and I know some people are gonna be shocked by what I say right now, man. And I that the way that James Harden, what he's been doing, I believe that he'll get in the Hall of Fame before Kawhi will. Okay, now is he a better overall player than Kawhi when Kawhi is healthy? No, he is not. But the reason why James Harden is actually probably going to get into the Hall of Fame before Kawhi, simply of the way that James he's still. Now I could be wrong. I could be wrong. Of course, we are talking about when we talk about Kawhi, we are talking about a two times champion. We are talking about a two times Finals MVP. You know what I'm saying? We are talking about a Defensive Player of the Year recipient. You know what I'm saying? Um, if I'm not mistaken, two times, one or two times. I don't know. The motherfucker was cold when he's healthy, when he's 100%, and when he was at a short period of his peak. You know what I'm saying? But you got to look at how many games he's missed. You know what I'm saying? We are talking about well over 400. You know what I'm saying? Salute to Stephen Green in the building. I see you in the building. Make sure you go sub to Stephen Green. Hey, Stephen Green. You know damn well, man, I'm gonna get on you right now. You got to get your volume together, man. You know what I'm saying? You got to get your volume together on that video, bro. You know what I'm saying? But salute to Stephen Green. Go sub to his channel. You said 50 points. Yeah, and like I said, you didn't hear me earlier, Stephen Green, but this is the thing. Maxey, I'm more impressed with his defense rather than the 54 points. Career high, that's great. You know what I'm saying? Career high, that's phenomenal. A new set a new stone a milestone in his career. However, what if we would have lost that game? You know what I'm saying? That's what I think about. What if we would have lost that game? You know what I'm saying? That 54 points wouldn't have meant anything. I mean, yeah, it's great and everything, but it didn't equate to wins. I don't want Maxey to be. See, this is the thing, man, and I'm jumping right back talking about Maxey. Here's the thing about Tyrese Maxey that I don't want to happen. I don't want him to be looked at as, oh yeah, you putting up all these points, you putting up buckets and everything like that, but we can't get far in the playoffs. No, I want Maxey to, have like Iverson was, Stephen Green and Brown Sugar. Iverson could score, and even though his team was way less talented than what we have, we got more talent than that 76ers team. It's just that that 76ers team that went to the finals, they had a whole bunch of hard workers, and on top of that, a lot of people talk about all this old stuff. We were older too back then when we went to the finals, Steven. You know what I'm saying? You talk about Matt Geiger. You know what I'm saying? You talk about Dikembe Mutombo, who was getting up there in age. You talk about Eric Snow. You know what I'm saying? Now, Theo Ratliff, you know what I'm saying? He was a little bit younger. I think Aaron McKee I think Aaron McKee might have been in his late 20s, something like that. But Aaron McKee was a veteran that actually Iverson looked up to. Everybody think that Iverson looked up to Eric Snow, which I mean he sort of did, but no, Aaron McKee was the one that Iverson looked up to. You know what I'm saying? And on top of that, you talk about a Larry Brown that had been in the coaching game for quite some time. Don't nobody talk about that Sixers team that went to the finals. You know what I'm saying? But that's neither here nor there. Yes, I agree with you, Stephen. We do need to finish games. We got to finish. We got to capitalize in the third quarter. We got to capitalize in the third quarter. And on top of that, we got to finish in the fourth quarter. You know what I'm saying? If we don't have a good third quarter, we can't go into the fourth quarter down 15 points. You know what I'm saying? Especially to a team to where we shouldn't be in a dogfight with. Listen, I'm not taking nothing away from Milwaukee. You know what I'm saying? They got some guys on there that can put the ball in the hoop. You seen it last night. But at the same time, we shorthanded too, so there's no excuses. And matter of fact, we missing more people than they are. They was just missing Giannis, if I'm not mistaken. You know what I'm saying? I think they might have had some other guys out. You know what I'm saying? But the thing about it is, we don't have we didn't have no excuse either. So the thing about it is, we still need to go ahead and capitalize. We were able to win without. We showed the ability to win without Embiid. I mean, we beat a Toronto Raptors team that is one of the better teams or whatever. Now we got to show that we could beat other teams too as well. I'm not putting too much stock into this. Look, I know that Maxey put up 54. I know that we got the win. Okay, that's great. But what if Giannis was there? That's what we have to look at. What if Giannis was there? And then another thing is, I don't want to beat teams that are depleted, missing their superstars, you know what I'm saying, short-handed, all this other stuff. No, I want to beat you at full strength. You know what I'm saying? Because OKC, they beating teams at full strength, and they short-handed. They without their second best player. People thought that they wasn't gonna pan out well. You understand what I mean? So you said Heat are next winning team. Yeah, they're a winning team, but the Heat are still they're not as big of a threat as some of the other teams that's really pushing the line. You know what I'm saying? That's really pushing that needle. You know what I'm saying? Yeah. Hold on. Sorry about that, y'all. But thing about it is that the Heat. But the Heat aren't contenders. To me, the Heat aren't contenders. You know what I'm saying? They're not contenders. Detroit, they're showing to be a contender. It's still early in the season. OKC is a contender. You know what I'm saying? Houston might be a contender. I want to beat contenders. You know what I'm saying, Steven? Brown Sugar, I want to beat contenders. I don't want to beat all these mediocre teams. That's just like, Brown Sugar, you know what I'm saying? You see a guy, you know what I'm saying, and you know, he up in there, he talking to all these women, you know what I'm saying, that, he run over and say anything to him, and stuff like that, get anything he can out of him and stuff like that, you know what I'm saying? But then when he talk to a woman, you know what I'm saying, that stands on business, you know what I'm saying, that's on his level or higher, you know what I'm saying, that don't take no shit, you know what I'm saying, and then he don't know how to react. You know why? Because he ain't never been tested before. Ain't nobody came at him before. You know what I'm saying? I'm not talking about nothing physical, but I'm just talking about from a mental standpoint. You know what I'm saying? And that's the same thing when it comes to playing. How we gonna know our potential if we just beating mediocre teams? That's what I'm saying. And I agree with the Brother Puller podcast. We were beating up on mediocre teams. We were beating teams that were sub 500. You know what I'm saying? Yeah. Now we got to play teams, and we have to not only play teams, we got to show the ability to beat those teams. You know what I'm saying? Okay, if we beat them by one or two, that's great. You know what I'm saying? But I really want to. If we could go and we could blow a team out that is a contender, what does that say about us? That says that okay, we got the potential to be very good. But the same thing that we do when we're in November and in December, we got to do that. Come in February, March, April. You know what I'm saying? Getting ready to play the playoffs and stuff like that. We got to be able to do that when it's time, when the real season starts. And that's what I'm ready to see. So, like I said, it was a good win for us, you know what I'm saying, but not great. It was a great night for Maxey, but he got to show the ability to do that against, you said the East is weak. That's not our fault. Well, no, the East is not as weak as you think. Atlanta, they're not weak to me. Atlanta's not weak to me. You know why? Because Atlanta, and if you do your research, Steven and Brown Sugar, Atlanta is they're in the top two in defense. Okay, they're in the top 10 in offense, and on top of that, they're in well, I think if I'm not mistaken, they're either 8-3 or they were 7-3. Last time I checked, you know, since Trey Young has been gone, and they're top 10 in net rating. You know what I'm saying? So that's not a weak team. You know what I'm saying? Detroit is not weak. The Cavs, even though that they're a hype job, the Cavs can get you. They can show the ability to beat you, even though a lot of people see them as overrated. The Cavs are not weak. You know what I'm saying? Uh, Orlando proved last night that they wasn't weak when they whooped the shit out of the Clippers. You know what I'm saying? They beat the Clippers very bad, 129 to 101 or some shit like that. Steven, you know what I'm saying? But I don't see the East. I don't see them as weak. You know what I'm saying? Matter of fact, I see us as being more physical. I know that what's it called? Detroit is miles ahead of everybody, but think about that when you talk about OKC, they're miles ahead of everybody over there in the Western Conference. You know what I'm saying? So no, I don't look at it like that. If the East was that weak, we would still be number one, Steven. We would still be number one. We would still be at the top. But we can't say anybody's weak. And I don't care what anybody says. The NBA is not weak. Any type of professional league is not weak. I don't look at it like that. You know what I'm saying? Anybody can get got on any given day. Any given day. You know what I'm saying? That's just like, that's why they call it any given Sunday. You know what I'm saying? So, that, it is what it is. But like I said, man, it's time to pull the plug on Kawhi, on the Clippers. You know what I'm saying? That ship is sailed, man. They're not going nowhere. I'm surprised y'all ain't really talking about it. I know y'all probably feel the same way that I feel right now. Like I said, they're pretty much done for the season unless they prove otherwise. Unless Kawhi could miraculously come back and bring them back and everything, but given their age and given everything, they're just done. And I think the Kawhi experiment is done. You know what I'm saying? And that's sad to say. You know what I'm saying? I am a Kawhi fan, but I do call shit out like I see it. All right, the Buffalo Bills, man, switching it over to football, man. The Buffalo Bills. The Buffalo Bills got murdered yesterday, and it was through the Houston Texans defense. I think the score was 23-14 or something like that. The Bills have been really getting exposed. I'm switching it over to football right now. They have really been getting exposed. They got exposed by the Patriots. You know, so I can't get my mind and wrap my mind around what happened in the Patriots, and I had to realize, I'm like, damn, have they caught up? If we're gonna talk about Kansas City and the league and everybody in the league catching up to Kansas City, we got to talk about the Bills. The Bills, I gotta say it, man, they're proving to be a hype job. Josh Allen, he come in. Everybody want to get on Lamar Jackson about him. Oh yeah, being all hype and stuff like that. And then when he get up on the big stage, he don't never succeed. Well, we gotta talk about Josh Allen too. And I like Josh Allen, but it is what it is, man. Man, you said Houston is no joke. Man, they got a crazy defense. I mean, they got Hunter, they got Williams Jr. You know what I'm saying? They got a defense, that line or whatever, and what's it called? If I'm not mistaken, Williams Jr. You know, he had he set a record. He set a record, you know, for consecutive games with a sack. I think he tied with J.J. Watt, if I'm not mistaken, in terms of the franchise and stuff. But they are no joke. You said Patriots winning the AFC over the Bucs. Well, man, hey, listen, Steven, man, you gotta chill with your predictions, man. Cause then if it don't happen, you're gonna be mad, man. Just like you predicted that the Cowboys was gonna win last year. Just like you predicted that Dallas was gonna win, you know what I'm saying, last year. You know what I'm saying? Chill out with the predictions right now, man. You know what I'm saying? Go ahead and tap in, Sype. We here. Make sure y'all go sub to Cypress TV. The homie, we in the building, man. You said they got a shot. Nah. Are you talking about the Patriots? Okay, yeah, the Patriots, they got a shot. But can they? You know, is anybody better than Denver right now? You know what I'm saying? Can you beat the Steelers? Can you beat the Steelers? Cyber, you gonna hop in? If you ain't gonna hop in, you know what I'm saying? Holler at your boy, man. We over here, man. But like I said, um, the Steelers, the Steelers are about to get caught right now because the Ravens. If the Ravens keep winning, the Ravens about to catch fire. So the AFC right now, to me, the Denver is a lock to win the AFC right now. You know what I'm saying? I got Denver, and I got Denver and the Colts. You know what I'm saying? The Patriots, I don't know. I gotta see the Patriots. As far as the NFC, I'll talk about the NFC later. I know Chicago has been killing, man. Chicago 7-3. Who would have thought, man? Caleb Williams coming out of nowhere. You know what I'm saying? But I still feel like, man, the Eagles, they gonna win ugly. They gonna play their ugly style of football. You know what I'm saying? They still gonna win. You know what I'm saying? So, um, but like I said, getting back to the Bills, they they just been, I don't know, man. A lot of teams have caught up to him. I think what he got sacked 8 times. Uh, Josh Allen. You know what I'm saying? Just uncharacteristic like of Josh Allen. I've never seen him be dominated like that. You know what I'm saying? So, uh, like I said, man, we'll see what happens. But I just don't think that the Bills are going anywhere this year, man. Not when it comes to Indianapolis Colts. Not when it comes to the Patriots, and definitely not when it comes to Denver. Uh, you know them guys right there. They're they're proving that they can win. And hell, you got to watch out for the Ravens. You got to watch out for the Ravens. The Ravens could come out of nowhere. Oh snap! He daggone wise. Hold on. You say you got the Colts and the Pats in the AFC. Hey, that's your choice. That's your choice. I'm not knocking you on that. You know what I'm saying? If you got them on there, but we'll see how it plays out. But I really don't see nobody beating Denver. I'm just being honest with you. I don't see nobody beating Denver. But hey, if that's who you choose, that's who you choose. You know what I'm saying? I'm not knocking you. You know what I'm saying? I mean, hell, you might even choose. You know what I'm saying? Somebody else other than them. You know what I'm saying? I'm not sure. Hell, some people got Carolina winning this thing. You know what I'm saying? Carolina Panthers. As crazy as it sounds, they second in our division over there. To the Bucks or whatever. You know what I'm saying? Uh, so we'll see what happens. But like I said, man, I think these teams have caught up to the Bills or whatever. I think they caught up to the Bills. Kenyon Perry, I see you in the building, man. Salute to you, man. But the next thing I got to talk about, we know yesterday, man, the news surrounding the Lakers, okay? And to to many people, not a shock, not a surprise. Bronny James was demoted to the G League once again. Okay, and not only was Bronny James demoted to the G League, there was also the situation with where the two siblings, the Bus brothers, Jesse and Jay, if I'm not mistaken. I always forget their name. If I butcher the name, please correct me. But the two brothers, they got demoted, or well, they got fired. They lost their job from the scouting team, the Lakers scouting team. They are no longer. The Lakers are cleaning house right now, and I gotta ask y'all a question. You know what I'm saying? Do y'all think that Rob Pelinka is next? Because the reason why I asked that, you know what I'm saying, I have a feeling that they're trying to get rid of everybody that is associated with LeBron James. You know what I'm saying? And doing things the LeBron James way and doing things that Jeannie Buss wanted to do. Because here's the thing. Rob Pelinka, we know the skirmish that went on with him and Magic Johnson. Well, guess who's behind Mark, the head guy in charge for the Dodgers. Guess who's behind? Guess who's with the organization with the Dodgers? Guess who it is? Magic Johnson. So that's what we got. That's what we have to understand. Magic Johnson, Magic Johnson and Rob Pelinka, they had their back and forth. You know what I'm saying? And the way that he left, it was an ugly situation. Magic Johnson parted ways. And so I feel like Magic Johnson is slowly but surely implementing, you know what I'm saying, infiltrating everything. You know what I'm saying? And then they're gonna go ahead and they're slowly gonna get everybody up there. You said Bronny James being Red Rob Pelinka is texting out or exiting out. Yeah, I mean, look, he got to go. And everybody used to tell me Rob Pelinka made some great moves and all this other stuff. Look, the best move that was made was when they had those guys. They brought those guys over there for the championship for the bubble. You know what I'm saying? But the thing about it is, y'all didn't keep them. Y'all had a chance to repeat the very next year, but guess what? It ended up happening. You pretty much lost everybody. Then the year after that, then you ended up losing the damn coach and Frank Vogel. You know what I'm saying? Because you wanted to listen to what LeBron said. You wanted to do what he said and everything. Oh, this is going to work. You want to bring in Mark Gasol and all these other stuff. No. No, 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 no. So, that's what I'm saying. Rob Pelinka, everybody thought that he made all these great moves and stuff like that. He talk a good game, but he doesn't implement a good game. Hell, you need to be okay. Hell, you need to be looking at Trey Langdon. Look, you said Jeannie Buss still there. Yeah, she's still there, but she's not making all of the decisions, Steven. You know what I'm saying? She's not the hierarchy of making the decision. You know what I'm saying? That comes to the head honcho, Mark, the one that run the Dodgers. You know, the one that you sitting up there saying that the Toronto Blue Jays was gonna win and all this other stuff, and then we had to show you that we had to spank y'all motherfuckers coming back from 3-2. You know what I'm saying? Coming up in here telling me that the Toronto Blue Jays was gonna win and shit. When I told your ass we were gonna repeat and we're gonna come back, we're gonna win again. We're gonna three-peat out in that hole. You know what I'm saying? But that's baseball. I ain't gonna get on that. I just love spanking your predictions. Shit up there. You say, oh yeah, this person gonna win. Gonna win, and where it happens. You know what I'm saying? Guess what? You gotta face the music. Dodgers are the dynasty, bro. You know what I'm saying? We are the dynasty. We are what the Yankees was at one time. We are what the Boston Red Sox were at one time. Brown Sugar know what I'm talking about. You know what I'm saying? That We don't got. We gonna win it again, man. We gonna go three-peat, man. Come on now. You know what I'm saying? Mariano Rivera is still my GOAT. He's still my GOAT. You know what I'm saying? I mean, that ain't going to change. And yes, he was a Yankee, the closer. Oh, don't get mad at me. Don't get mad at me. Look, they mad when I say that. They mad when I speak the truth. You know what I'm saying? Don't be mad at me. But it's the truth. But like I said, I think Rob, he's next to go. He is responsible for a lot of this that has went on because they let LeBron have his merry little way. You know what I'm saying? Back in the days, this organization they wouldn't have let a guy like LeBron come in here and take pretty much a hostage of a family owned business. Let that sink in. So y'all like, share, subscribe, hit them notifications too. Shouts out to the whole entire LDBC line then. Uh, basketball and boxing. Till then, straight to the point. I'm out.